Hey, welcome back folks, this is The Charge, I'm Ben Alexander. So we've got here one of the first videos that I shot with this scooter. I bought it broken, and of course it didn't work for a few reasons. The controller was one of them, and of course, as you can see here, the connections all the way through had burnt and gotten really dirty with blackness inside them. But of course, as you can see here as well, is the BMS had completely burnt. I was really shocked when I saw it. So I took the battery out. The scooter, by the way, looks nothing like this now, as you'll see in one of the next videos. But this is obviously when I first got it. I took the battery out because it just wouldn't work. The scooter had no response at all. Yeah, I took it out and I didn't know what was inside this battery. There's nothing on the internet, and there seems to be nobody that's done this. And I saw the BMS, so I took that off, and it was completely sizzled, as you'll see in a second. I ended up actually completely rewiring the whole scooter, and then I put a new controller on it because it was really slow when I did get it going. So I put a new controller on it and improved the cooling for the motor, because I may or may not have burnt the first motor, the original one. I think as standard this scooter is meant to run at, I think, between 7 and 10 amps at most, you know, at peak, up hills and such. I'm 97 kilograms, so I kind of ask for full power quite often. So when I put the new controller in, it was getting very hot, so I've had to do a few things. More on that later. For now, as you can see, that's the only heatsink there is on top, just right there. It's a terrible design, and it was all encapsulated inside the handlebars, inside the plastic, which is not heat-proof plastic at all, not even heat-resistant at all. Hence why it's melted everywhere. And then behind there, as you'll see now, are MOSFETs. Completely and utterly burned MOSFETs. The chipboard has actually sort of burnt on both sides completely, and I noticed there was a big smell of, like a permanent smell coming from the handlebars, a smell of burnt plastic or something like that, like an electrical smell, which was always worse after I'd ridden it. Some people say that that's just a normal smell of chemicals that are just burning off of a new scooter, but it was not the case in my case. So as you just saw, I just got the drill and cleaned out some of the connections, and now I'm going to get the Dremel Versatip, link below if you want to have a look at that. Even if you don't want to buy it, just have a look, because it's a brilliant tool and it's not expensive. And I'm putting the heat air blower tool on there, so that's really good for melting glue, like if you used a heat gun to re-melt it, or to just melt a bit of plastic to move a connection around like this, because this the connections in this were actually put into the plastic, and then they've used a glue gun to put it all around it, glue to hold it in place. So I just used that to melt it and re-put it back in place, because it was so badly melted. Yeah, I decided to just remove the BMS completely, hoping that the batteries would be fine. I did check the voltage and they were at 42 point something, I think it was. So the batteries were good. I do like to keep things simple, so I left the battery management system off completely, rather than just replacing it. And at this point I was a bit unsure of what I was going to do. So I didn't think I had much room to play with, actually. So, and the BMS was quite small, the original one. I think they're much larger usually, like 50% or 100% larger than that originally. So I put it all back together, and it worked perfectly. Yeah, this seems to be a common issue. So if you have some dodgy smells coming from your GoTrax GXL version 1, but I think they're kind of all the same even to the newer ones. Just take it to pieces quickly, have a look, see what's going on. It might be this. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to have a look at the Patreon page below, and press the subscribe button and press like if you enjoyed the video.